heard, like, Leah's been trying to play Survivor tonight, and, like, she's been getting tunneled out the wazoo. Like, I don't know what it is that's, like, in the fucking water with DBD lately, but, like, it's rough. Like, I thankfully don't play a whole lot of Survivor. Like, I thankfully... Oh, I still have a depth on. Like, I thankfully don't play a whole lot of Survivor, so I don't actually experience that. But, like, when I hear, like, stories about people, you know, getting, like... Let's face it, at that point, it's kind of toxic. Of a thing to do.
Playtime is
And so, like, when I hear all these stories about people getting, like, toxic killers and stuff, it just makes me want to play killer more, just because, like, then... Like, it just makes me want to play killer more, because then at least, like, if I'm out here playing killer, you know, being nice and stuff, at least I know there's one killer out there that people don't have to deal with like that. Because, like, from what I've heard, it's gotten bad lately. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like it's gotten to the point where behavior, like, should do something. Or, like, I don't even know what they could do, to be honest. But, like, it feels like they should do something. Yeah, I feel like any moves to make DBD, like, a more competitive game are, like, not really the way to go. Like, as cool as, like, competitive games are and stuff, it's like... It definitely leads to a more sort of try-hard, like, atmosphere throughout the whole game when things are really competitive. Like, that's what happened to Overwatch.
You're merely
Like, I think people just get so caught up in, like... I don't even know exactly, like, it's not really, like, wanting to win so much as wanting to feel, like, superior, I guess, to, like, the other side. Like toxicity isn't, like, toxic. I mean, yeah, for sure. Like, I don't think, like, anything, like, in the game, like, BME, like, teabagging, like, you know, even, like, camping, tunneling, like, even the, like, humping thing or whatever, like, it's, like, as long as it stays in the game, I don't think any of that's really, like, toxic. It's like, it's when people start coming into, like, you know, like using, like, the in-game chat or, like, other things. Or, like, you know, going into, like, people's streams if they're streaming and stuff and start making, like, threats and, like, that kind of stuff. Like, that's where you're going too far. Like, that's where there's, like, an actual problem. But, like, and, like, also people need to, like, I think people need to realize that, like, if you're just seeing your sort of perspective of the game, you don't have, like, the whole story. Like, a lot of times people will feel like they've been tunneled or whatever, but, like, from my point of view, I interacted with this survivor and then that survivor and then this survivor and then happened to run into you again. And, like, every survivor has, like, a different, like, experience. And, like, you know, like, people need to realize that just because from your viewpoint that looked a little shady, it doesn't mean that it was shady. Like, I had this game, like, not, like, maybe a week before I started streaming, where, like, there were these two dweets. Like, one had been on the hook, and I ended up chasing the other one. And, like, I, like, downed him. And, like, at the same time that I, like, picked him up,
I'll see you dead.
The, like, other dweet had been pulled off the hook. And so I went to put that one on the hook that he had been pulled off of. But, like, the dweet that had been pulled off the hook, like, turned around and, like, tried to sabo the hook in my face instead of, like, just running away. And so I, you know, I downed him again while he did that. He did... And then, you know, hooked to the Dwight, went and picked up that Dwight again, because I was like, if you're just gonna stab a hook in my face, I'm just gonna throw you back on the hook. Like, they ended up getting a 4-man escape or whatever, and then the one Dwight, like, commented, like, in the in-game chat, just being like, nice try tunneling or whatever. And I was like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, and So I just sent like a question mark, and he was like, the other Dwight? And I was like, you mean the Dwight that saboed a hook in my face while I was trying to hook somebody else? Regardless of whether or not they just got off the hook? You mean that Dwight? Like hello? Like, obviously for whatever reason, even though Mans was on my shoulder when it happened, like, he like didn't notice the like sabo attempt or whatever, which is like fine, you do you. But like don't then try and like call me out in the end game when you don't have the full story, you know? Like all he saw was that the Dwight came off the hook and then I hooked him again. And it's just like, you know, people need to recognize you don't have the full story. You don't have like, you only have your experience. And like, yeah, maybe from your point of view that looked bad, but like, just move on. It's a game.
I still don't know what the hell that means. Other